The next question, Matthew, relates to globalization. And the questioner says, is it time to create a fairer, more inclusive globalization that is used as a means to a fairer world rather than an end in itself?
I think the problem with globalization has been that there have been global phenomena, finance, migration, conflict, climate change, and there's been no counterbalancing strengthening of global governance or global civil society on the whole. And that, I think, is what needs to be addressed. If you have global phenomena, you need to have global governance, global accountability, global civil society. Now, I think one of the big questions for the G20 is this going to be another gathering of national leaders fighting their national corners and seeing whether they can horse trade some kind of solution? Or is this going to be a moment where national leaders have the courage to say, the world as a whole has to work, and even if it's not in our short-term national interests, we have to be part of a new commitment to interdependency across the world. I just wrote in my blog today that if I was designing the G20 agenda, I would start it with a global leader of great standing, possibly Nelson Mandela or someone like that, and I would get that person to say to those leaders two things. Or to say to the leaders one thing, which is, your task here is to achieve a new level of global governance, to go beyond the realpolitik notion you're just here to fight the corner of your country for your country. But I would also get that person to say to the world, judge your leaders by the contribution they make to the progress of the world. Do not judge your leaders simply by whether or not they bring the bacon back to your country, because you can't expect leaders to go too far ahead of their public. And the problem we've got is that a lot of people here say, well, we need proper global leadership, but I'm afraid we have a media where if Gordon Brown was seen to have sacrificed some element of UK interests in pursuit of the best interests of the world, he'd be hammered by people who would say, in a time like this guy should be fighting for us. So we are as a people fiercely ambivalent about this. We will answer, if we're asked one question, which is, well, should we do the right thing by the world? Is the world becoming more interdependent? We say yes. And if we're then asked, but should our leaders fight for what's best for Britain and not for the foreigners? We say yes as well. So we've got to kind of sort this stuff out ourselves as well.